I'd like to call this Caddo Parish Commission regular meeting to order, August 4th, 3:30. Roll call, please, Mr. Hopkins.
Dominic, Johnson, Jackson, Lynn, Bowman,
Present.
Cawthorn,
Present.
Gage Watts, Middleton,
Yes.
Atkins,
Here.
Chavez,
Here.
Smith, Epperson.
Present.
We have a quorum, Mr.
Thank you.
President.
We'll have the invocation by Commissioner Lynn Cawthorn and the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Mario Chavez. Please stand.
Please bow our heads. The gracious eternal Father, we come this evening, with bow down and humble hearts. Dear Heavenly Father, we pray for a healing upon this nation, state, city, and parish. Dear Heavenly Father, we pray that the tensions that rise throughout this world and throughout this nation will be quelled through understanding, peace, and love. We pray, dear Heavenly Father, for the information that will be adjudicated amongst this commission today will be conducted in such an order. And these many blessings we ask in your Son, Jesus' name. We offer this petition. Amen. Amen.
All in the room, look at our glorious flag, the proper rendered salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Epperson, do you have any agenda additions or changes?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, I would like to advance the presentation of Louisiana Veterans Honor Medal to the beginning of the agenda. If I can get a second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Epperson, second by Commissioner Middleton to advance the honor medal to the beginning of the agenda. Everybody please vote. That passes. Mr. Hopkins, by law, are we obligated to do citizens' comments first and then?
I don't think we're obligated by law. No.
Okay, then let's go ahead and do.
I think really what we did, we suspended the rules to
Right.
allow this communication to be done during this time.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
On behalf of the Governor of the State of Louisiana, the Caddo Parish Commission, the Caddo Parish Commission's Veterans and Military Services Committee, I have some presentations of the Louisiana Veterans Honor Medal to present to some individuals here today that weren't able to make it upon Monday. And at this time, I would like to call Mr. Darwin Jones forward, our first recipient. Before we present the letter would read the same to all of the recipients. It's from the Office of the Governor, John Bell Edwards. We live in a society where fame and success are often mistaken for heroism, but the true heroes of every generation are the men and women who risk their lives to keep us free. Because you sacrificed for a cause greater than self, our nation remains a beacon of liberty. We owe you and all our veterans a lifetime of gratitude and respect for your brave service. President John F. Kennedy once said, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. This Louisiana Veterans Honor Medal is a symbol of our unending appreciation, but I hope that as a state, we will honor you every day through acts of courage and reverence. On behalf of the state of Louisiana, we thank you for your service in the United States military. Sincerely, John Bell Edwards, Governor. And Mike, thank you, Mr. Jones. Appreciate your service. And United States Army. Marine Corps. Oh, yeah. All right. All right. Thank you, sir.
Rut row. Rut row. Marine, make them do push-ups.
All right. Okay. There you are, sir. We appreciate you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you.
Our next recipient will be accepting on behalf of two grandparents. Ms. Stacy Gillian, would you come forward, please, ma'am? Sure we got them right, Stacy. One for your grandfather, James E. Gallion. Robert J. Register. Okay. Ms. Gallion is accepting on behalf of both her late grandfathers, Mr. Robert J. Register and also Mr. James E. Gallion. Ms. Stacy, we appreciate the service of both your grandfathers, and we are honored to present them with these medals on behalf of the government of the state of Louisiana. Give you your letters. I have to send these back to the Department of Veterans Affairs. Mr. Isaac Tolliver. Mr. Tolliver is accepting on behalf of himself as a veteran of the United States military, as well as his late father-in-law, Mr. John Pettaway Jr., who was in the United States Army. His daughter, would she please come forward too, Miss Brenda Tolliver? And Mr. Pettaway had the distinction of being one of the oldest living veterans in Caddo Parish. He left us at the age of 102. And we thank you all for the service that Mr. Pettaway rendered, as well as Brother Tolliver here today, that he rendered to our great state. His father-in-law. Oh, okay. And his lovely bride, Mr. Pettaway's bride, is still with us at the age of 103 years old.
All right.
She's still with us. Our next recipient will be Mr. Alejandro Smith. With Ms. Smith, we thank you for your service on behalf of a grateful nation as well as the state of Louisiana. As a member of the United States Army, we present you with this medal on behalf of Governor John Bishop. Mr. Chairman and gentlemen, thank you all for indulging us.
Thank you.
Are there any further agenda additions? I do not see any. We'll move on to citizens' comments. Each citizen, if you fill out a card that's in the foyer, turn it in to the clerk or to myself, and you will have 3 minutes to discuss anything that you would like to discuss. First person that I have is Kenneth Kreft.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. Dr. Wilson, Kenneth Kraft, 157 Archer Avenue, Shreveport, 71105. I rise today to support the recommendations of the recently concluded Caddo Parish Home Rule Charter Committee. Having served on such committees on 3 occasions, I think these citizens should be thanked for their diligence and their service. And my concern is perhaps somewhat different than other citizens in this respect. This body had 1.5 mil tax renewal, narrowly defeated by 59 votes on October 19th of 13. That same proposal came before the voters again in May of 14 and was soundly defeated 77% negative. Should this body choose not to allow the citizens of the parish to vote on the recommendations of the committee, I'm concerned that when this parish has tax renewal millages come up, I know I will vote against every one, and I suspect many others will. Don't play with the finances of the parish by angering the voters to the point, don't give them a reason to devote badly needed millages. Dr. Wilson's job is difficult enough, and he doesn't want to have to go through a layoff list, which would inevitably result if tax millages are not renewed. So that's just a little bit different. These renewals are not imminent. They're not coming up very soon, but they will come up. And some of us will remember. And these are positive recommendations that the committee made, but kindly consider the work that they've done and let the people have a voice parish-wide on those recommendations. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Next is Mr. Rob Broussard.
Thank you, President. My name is Rob Broussard. I live at 451 Santa Fe in Shreveport, Louisiana. Tuesday night, the Broadmoor Neighborhood Association will host a forum for those people running for Congress. It starts at 6 o'clock. We would like to invite all of you to attend and hear what the congressional candidates have to say. There will be a brief question and answer period after the forum questions are asked, where citizens can ask those candidates questions. So 6 o'clock Tuesday night, mark your calendar, and please try to attend. Thank you.
Thank you. That is all the cards that I have.
And by the way, our own Liz Swain will be moderating that forum. Thank you.
Next, we move to visitors. Ms. Liz Swain, Chairwoman of the Quadrennial Charter Review Committee.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'd like to thank you on behalf of the committee for giving all of us on the committee the opportunity to learn more about the workings of parish government. 4 months ago, we were named as members of the 2016 Quadrennial Caddo Parish Charter Review Committee. What a name that is. And we were asked to look at the charter and make recommendations regarding changes or clarifications to this body. I was joined in that task by citizen members Rob Broussard. Stand, please, Rob. Ron Festivan, who is not here today. Alex Washington, who was unable to attend. Billy Wayne. Thank you, Billy. And Melva K. Williams. And we were assisted in all of this by Parish Commission representatives, including Donna Frazier, who is not here today, Matthew Lynn, Dr. Woodrow Wilson, and Todd Hopkins. We, the citizen members, deeply, deeply appreciate the information provided to us by Donna, by Dr. Wilson, by Todd, and by all of those who participated. Each and every one of the participants on the parish side were without fail responsive. They reacted immediately when we had questions. They gave legal information when requested, and they answered all of our questions without hesitation. And for that, we thank you. You see in front of you, the committee made several recommendations for change going forward. Some of these are small changes that reflect newer technology and seek to save money by doing away with the special election and remove a department that no longer exists. Other suggested changes are much broader and deal with both compensation and the voting makeup of the Charter Review Committee. Now, we as a committee were not always unanimous in our recommendations and decisions, but to a person, we were always respectful and understanding of the questions and concerns of others. So as citizens of Caddo Parish, we always wish for the best for our community, and we will continue to assist you in whatever ways that we can help bring that about. So now we turn the recommendations over to you and ask if there are any questions or if there's any more that this committee can do for you.
Liz, thank you for chairing that committee, and I really appreciate all of the work that the citizens put in in assembling this and making sure that it was available to everybody. I know every meeting we had, we proclaimed and asked people to please attend the charter review hearings. And those that showed, and those that didn't. Anyway, but thank you so much for being the chair of that committee. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
And now we have some names up. Commissioner Jackson.
Thank you, and thank everybody else who served on this committee. Is this 2 pages it?
That's it.
Oh, okay. I just wanted that for clarification. Well, we appreciate you all and your work and your efforts, and we'll get to digging into this, and hopefully we'll come to something that we can put before voters in the fall. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And I know that you are just seeing it today, and it will take some time to, you'll take time to take a look at it and questions later. And if you do, we'll certainly come back and answer any of those questions.
Thank you. Commissioner Atkins.
I wanted to thank the committee for their hard work, Liz. Thank you for your leadership, and thank everybody for taking time out of your day to work with the commission on this. It was a very professional group. Commissioner Lynn, I just wanted to get some clarity on where we go with the process from here.
Where we go with the process is that this will be introduced to the commission body at our next work session, and we will be voting on this line item. And again, thank you, Commissioner Atkins, and thank you, Commissioner Middleton, for attending, I believe, every single meeting. And so thank you all so much for attending those meetings.
If I may just add, just
Yes,
for clarity for my colleagues, these are just only the suggested changes show up on these 2 pages, Commissioner Jackson, for example. So the rest is still intact. Only the proposed changes do we see here on these 2 pages. Everything else is as it's currently written. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Atkins. Commissioner Middleton.
I just also want to go thank y'all for the ones that participated. Y'all, these right here were the hardest working folks right here, and we really appreciate it. You had homework. You took care of your homework. You came in on time. In fact, under budget, too. Didn't cost us much money. But thank you so much for what you do for us at the community at all times.
And I would also, I don't remember if I thanked Todd, but Todd was so very helpful, and we appreciate him in more ways than you will know, especially for feeding us. Todd's a great cook, just FYI.
Thank you, Commissioner Middleton. Commissioner Jackson.
For my clarification, would it not be appropriate to send it to policies and procedures first? Or does it have to come straight to the body? Does it not need to go to the subcommittee first? And I'm just asking
Mr. Bernstein, could you answer that question, please?
It can go either. It's up. Either option's acceptable. To either refer it to a committee or to have the commission sit as a committee of the whole, or to consider it just straight up for adoption.
Since I'm the commission president, don't I get to make that decision? Okay. What I would like to do is what I have stated, and that is I would like for it to become per line item, per change, directly to the commission body so that it is unchanged from the Citizens Review Committee to the full body, and the full body sees it as written by the Citizens Review Committee per line item change, and we'll vote on each change per line item.
My other question is, appreciate you. My other question is, can we make additional changes to the charter since that, even though that committee has wrapped up its work?
Yeah, the commission is able to take a look at, going from there.
Okay.
This is a start.
Okay, so there are other, if we want to address something elsewhere in the charter. Okay, appreciate it. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Ms. Swain, that's everything that everybody up on the board. Thank you so much for coming today, and thank you again for all of the hard work that you put into this, and I really appreciate everything that you do for our community.
You're very welcome. I assume we are discharged.
Yes.
Thank you.
You discharged it honorably.
Thank you.
Okay, next we move to special resolutions. I believe we've,
Right, Mr. Roberts had something with biotech with the children, and I just told him I'm going to bring him this proclamation, if that's okay with.
would you like to go ahead and move in second and have it part of the record?
Okay. Absolutely.
I'll
Make a
second.
motion. Thank you, John.
Motion made by Commissioner Atkins, second by Commissioner Chavez. Please vote.
Mr. Chavez.
And of course, that passes. Next item.
I should be yes. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
that's 8 yeses.
You don't want to give attaboys, that's all right?
No, Jeff is good.
Yeah, let the record show that Commissioner Jackson did vote yes.
What's his name is tripping on me.
Next, we move to adopt the session minutes from July 7th.
Moved by Commissioner Middleton, second by Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts. Please vote. That passes. Next item, please.
That's communications and committee reports.
Commissioner Chavez.
All right, for the long-range planning, the deadline to turn in your request, either via letter or by email, is this Saturday, the 6th, for the Monument Subcommittee. I wanted to let the public know, so if you were having aspirations to be on that subcommittee, send in that information. And then for what we were talking about in last session in regards to what got moved to long-range planning for what's going to happen in front of the parish courthouse, we're going to have that meeting for long-range planning on the 15th at 1400 or 2 p.m. So let everybody know about that one as well.
What's that date again, please?
The 15th of August at 2 p.m.
Thank you.
for long-range planning. That's all, President.
Thank you, Commissioner Chavez. Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts.
Thank you, Mr. President. Is Mr. Unray here?
Yes.
Hello. Mr. Wesley, I just would like to personally thank you for all your hard work that you are doing with Caddo Parish Parks and Recreations and making sure that this movement continues to help our young people with stopping the violence. And if you would like to reiterate anything that is coming up and that you have done so far, we'll be glad to hear from you.
Oh, well, we will say, for the next 3 Saturdays, we have the summer concert series that we're going on that the parish has put on for the community. This Saturday, we will be at Caddo Middle Magnet, where we'll be working with the Young Pastors Association. They are giving out school supplies for free. We're also feeding the kids to come out, have jumpers, be able to play and have a real good time. So we're inviting any and everyone able to come out for Saturday from 9 to 1 o'clock at Middle Magnet High School, Junior High, Middle Magnet. Everybody knows where that is, correct?
Yes.
Middle Magnet? Okay. Next Saturday, we will be at Southern Hills Pool, where we will have the summer swim party. Right now, we're going from 5:30 to 9 o'clock, but we may end up going to midnight. We're looking at the possibility of doing that. That will be free to the public also for the kids to come out and have a good time. We'll also have a concert at that time also, working, and a DJ that's playing music for the kids. The Saturday after that, we will be at Louisiana Fairgrounds and Agricultural Building, where we also will be providing school supplies and activities and food for the kids for the summer in a free, safe environment. We have brochures, we have flyers. We're already putting it out to the public through our communication person, and we're getting it out to everyone. So if you're on any groups that want to come out and have a good time, let us know. Let them know what we're doing. If anything else we can do, let us know. Any questions? Yes, sir, Mr. Jackson.
Do y'all have the electronic flyer for that? Do y'all have like an is that in electronic format or anything?
Not that I know of yet.
Okay, because I'd like to put it out, send it out on the email, Facebook and stuff like
Yes,
that.
sir.
For social media folks, and I appreciate everything that you did working with the basketball program. I know there were some glitches, but we worked through it or are working through it.
It's
So,
done. We took care of everything yesterday. Everybody's happy.
Okay, well, see, the phone stopped ringing, so I guess I should have got the hint. So,
Yes, sir.
Does anybody else have any questions directed to Director Henry Wesley?
I do.
Oh, you
Yes,
want
sir.
to finish? I'm sorry,
Go
you were
ahead.
talking rather than asking questions.
Go ahead. Well, it was a conversation going, but go ahead.
Okay.
Mr. Middleton?
And granted, Commissioner Stormy Gage Watch still does have the floor. And so, Commissioner Middleton, what was your question?
Andre, I was going to make sure you get this information to Ms. Grindle, and so she can send it out to us. As I'm asking all department heads, if you want us to be at something, let us know what's going on. I've asked Ms. Grindle to put these out in a format where we can just, okay, we're going to attend this, and we can just get right on our phone, and it populates it, so we're not having to keep up with all this information. It's great information, Andre. Great job. Appreciate what you're doing, too. Always do.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's it, Mr. President.
Commissioner Epperson, what's your question for Director?
No question, I'm down for communication.
Okay. All right. I don't see any. Commissioner Stormy Gage Watch, you still have the floor.
Thank you. Were you done, Commissioner Jackson?
I'm up next. I'll get
Oh, right.
Stay put.
I also would like to thank you for the basketball camp at Centenary, for all of those kids who took advantage of that opportunity. They were elated. I've seen all of the smiling faces. Were there 350, 400?
Over 400.
Over 400 children. Yes, enjoyed a basketball camp provided by Caddo Parish. So thank you so much for that.
Went real well.
That'll be all.
Thank you, Commissioner Stormy Gage Watch. Commissioner Jackson, you have the floor.
She answered asked part of my question. The other one on the other events that are coming up, are we utilizing radio, TV, anything like that?
We are working with the Young Pastors Association, with, like I said, with the program that we have this Saturday. Next Saturday, we're working with a couple other DJs, and I wanted to say the wrong thing, Commissioner Chavez, your friend DJ
Watley. Jay
DJ
Watley.
Jay Watley. We're working with him to try to do the swim pool party, and on the 20th at the fairgrounds, we're going to be working again with the Young Pastors Association. Hopefully get with a couple other DJs.
Okay. Is there a capacity? Is there a limit on that swim party, or?
Oh, you can go, dude. You can go swim.
The facility holds up to 400 people.
Okay.
And they will have someone there with a clicker to say how many we have in, but you do have outside of the facility where you can be outside. So.
We're gonna bring pizza to that too.
Okay, that's something that's new to me. But
Don't worry about it. You gotta pay for it.
Yes, sir.
Any
Trail
tacos?
mix.
Commissioner Jackson still has the
Tacos.
floor. Commissioner Jackson?
We're just gonna ask if you could get us a breakdown as you wrap up some of your summer programs, and if we have something left going into the fall, some funds, because I think we put the lion's share of the money toward recreation activity, and so I like to see us continue. I think you've done an outstanding job. I like to see us continue throughout the year to engage citizens and youth. Like I say, we're not going to save everybody, but if we can keep it going throughout the entire year, as opposed to this sort of knee-jerk reaction in the summertime, I think we'll be hopefully better off this time next year than we are.
Yes, sir. We can make it happen. We just need the money.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. That's all I have for Andre. Appreciate you.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you all.
I do
Well,
have,
hang on,
I
we
do
can
have,
call him back up.
Yes, sir.
I didn't push
Go, go ahead if there's one question.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
Do you know what I'm just curious if there's budget left over from our proposal to, will it all be consumed in these events, or will
No, sir.
there'll be some to kind of stretch out and?
No, sir. I do have the numbers at the office, but we haven't gone through all the money that you allocated for the program.
Right,
Once y'all get that finalized, I'd love to see a copy of it.
Right, that's what I was asking
Okay.
for.
I'll have email to you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. The other communique is that Economic Development Committee will meet immediately after we adjourn here. We'll hope to be in and out. Want to take care of some quick items and have a quick discussion. Look forward to your participation. I do apologize for the short notice. I try to get it out to you in advance enough time, but it's only one agenda item and then one discussion piece. So look forward to having that with you after our meeting. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Commissioner Epperson.
The Veterans and Military Services Committee hosted our Purple Hearts recipient program on Monday, August the 1st. Very well attended. those of you that were in attendance. It appears this week that we want to make everybody know that the Purple Heart is not a cavalier item that we can say like something you get out of a Cracker Jack box. I've been hearing a lot of national notoriety about the Purple Heart. And if you had heard some of those stories up on last Monday, like the 87-year-old medevac helicopter medic that was shot once rescuing injured soldiers in Vietnam, got medevac and got well, went back into duty doing the same thing and got shot again. In order to get that Purple Heart, you have to sacrifice. The ultimate sacrifice is death. And the other are that some of those that was here up on Monday that lived to tell the story that were wounded. For those of you that may not know the significance of the Purple Heart, serving, I ask you to visit the Naval Hospital in Bethesda, where our wounded warriors are. There are blind soldiers there, soldiers with no legs, no arms, burnt beyond recognition and going through years of reconstructive surgery. The Purple Heart is not a cavalier item that we can take out of our pocket and give to someone else. First, you have to be willing to serve, whether you were drafted or voluntarily. So I just want to let everybody know that, and all the persons thoroughly enjoyed it. Want to appreciate the staff putting everything together. Todd did a beautiful presentation with the USS Gillette, the 82 soldiers that perished aboard there. Our Louisiana Veterans Medal. It was a beautiful program, and I've sent the photo gallery and the links, Ms. Grinley, to our Police Bureau Association to disseminate to all of our Police Bureau membership in Louisiana, urging them to recognize Sunday, August the 7th, in accordance with Louisiana Revised Statute 1:58.6, designating August the 7th as Purple Heart's Recognition Day in Louisiana. Also, Mr. Wilson, did we get anyone to get us any information about that Cuba trip? Did anyone from, you remember we were they had the summit in Cuba and we weren't able to attend? Did anyone from NLEP or anywhere go that could bring us some information back?
I need to follow up on that, sir.
Okay, if you would. Okay, if you could have that, made for the next work session, if you have anything on that. That's all I have, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Cawthorn?
Yeah, very briefly, my kids came down to see the wheels of Parish government roll, and I want them to stand up in the back. Stand up, hurry up, expeditiously. The little shorter one is Tatiana Cawthorn. She attends Howard University in D.C. And my son is Tylen Cawthorn. He attends school here at Loyola. He'll be a junior and on the football team.
All right.
Thank you. Is that everything, Commissioner Cawthorn? That is the end of committee and communiques.
Any administration response? None at this time. Next, we have President's Report.
For a detailed report of the NACO conference, go back to our Monday work session on caddo.org, and you can watch it on the video recorded. Today, earlier, we had what I would have to say one of the best committee meetings I have ever attended, and we did it all without a quorum. We did it all without any recordings, and it was a very open and frank discussion that was pouring the foundation of friendship through cultural differences, moving towards a symposium of sorts that will hopefully take place the first weekend in October at the Convention Center. Of course, all of that is in a flux, and all of that is building to happen. However, a lot of good viewpoints and a lot of honesty came out in the meeting, and all of us grew to love and care for each other just a little bit more in this past meeting, and I appreciate meetings like that bring our community together. That's the end of my president's report.
Next, we move to public hearings on ordinances. Ordinance number 5584, 2016, amending the Caddo Parish Code of Ordinances relative to the sale of adjudicated property to enact Division 3 of Article 5, Chapter 2 of the Code of Ordinances, establishing a procedure for the sale of such property.
Is there anybody here to speak in favor of ordinance 5584 of 2016? Is there anybody here to speak in opposition of ordinance 5584 of 2016? Next item, please.
Next, we have ordinance number 5600, amending ordinance number 5586 of 2016, and to otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Is there anyone here to speak in favor of ordinance 5600 of 2016? Is there anyone here to speak in opposition of ordinance 5600 of 2016? Next item.
Ordinance number 5601 of 2016, to close and abandon Carroll Lane located in Sandy Acres Subdivision Unit 2 in the Parish of Caddo.
Is there anyone here to speak in favor of ordinance 5601 of 2016? Is there anyone here to speak in opposition of ordinance 5601 of 2016? Next item.
That will close our public hearings. We will move to ordinances for final passage. Ordinance number 5584 of 2016. I won't read the whole byline, I'll just call ordinance number.
Moved by Commissioner Chavez, second by Commissioner Jackson. Please vote. That passes. Next item, please.
Ordinance number 5600 of 2016.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Jackson, second by Commissioner Cawthorn. Please vote.
Good job on that, by the way.
That passes. Next item, please.
Ordinance number 5601 of 2016.
Move for adoption.
Moved by Commissioner Epperson, second by Commissioner Jackson.
Second.
Please vote. Oh, excuse me.
That's okay.
My right ear is working better than my left ear.
They never hear me either.
It's okay.
Y'all got to speak up. I don't hear very well. I think I sent y'all the email that says I don't hear very well. I try to listen.
What you say?
That passes. Next item, please.
Next, we move to ordinances for introduction by title. Ordinance number 5602 of 2016, amending the budget of estimate revenues and expenditures for capital outlay fund in the amount of $445,110 to provide an appropriation to replace Felling Bridge on Blanchard Latex Road. Ordinance number 5604, amending section 3250 of the Caddo Parish Code of Ordinances relative to the solicitation, including door-to-door solicitation. Ordinance number 5605, amend Article 6 of Chapter 26 of the Code of Ordinances of the Parish of Caddo relative to Section 26-182, Schedule A, speed limits on Simpson Road. Ordinance number 5606, declaring certain adjudicated properties to be surplus and authorize the parish administrator or designee to sell parish's tax interests in certain surplus adjudicated properties. Next, we ratify the minutes of
So moved.
August 1st.
Moved by Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts, second by Commissioner Atkins.
Oh, sorry, Mr. President. I had a request to,
Oh,
I just had, is it our,
yes, you can go ahead. What is
I'd
the
like a
question?
little background on the Blanchard Latex Bridge, just for a little background information. Is now the appropriate time to ask for that, or would you rather discuss that at a later point?
Can we discuss it at a later date since we're in the middle of
Sure.
the motion on this?
That'll be
Thank
fine.
you. Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts, well, of course, we're on the work session. Please vote.
Okay.
That passes. And I would like to stop at this moment and then offer Commissioner Atkins the answer to the question. Go ahead and address.
Well, we can pick it up next work session.
All right, thank you. Next item, please.
Next, we move to resolutions. Resolution number 45 of 2016, authorizing the parish administrator to execute a contract with Archon Information Systems LLC and the City of Shreveport relative to the sale of adjudicated properties.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Chavez, seconded by Commissioner Jackson. Please vote. That passes. Next item.
Resolution number 26 of 2016, authorizing the parish administrator to execute an amendment to the intergovernmental agreement with the City of Shreveport and other taxing entities regarding the sale of adjudicated property.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Atkins. Second by Commissioner Cawthorn.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Please, excuse me. Commissioner Atkins, did you want to speak on your motion?
No,
Commissioner Cawthorn, do you want to speak on your second? Commissioner Jackson.
I just have a question. We did address the issue about notifying, so that is in, okay, all right.
Thank you. Please vote. That passes. Next item, please.
Resolution number 57 of 2016, amend resolution number 50 of 2016 relative to polling places to correct a typographical error regarding relocation of polling place for precinct number 83 and 47 from Ford Park Baptist Church to Western Hills Baptist Church.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts, seconded by Commissioner Epperson. Please vote. That passes. Next item, please.
Resolution number 58, adopting a plan for residential anti-displacement and relocation assistance for projects funded through the Community Development Block Grant Program.
Move
So
to adopt.
moved.
Moved by Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts, seconded by Commissioner Jackson. Please vote. That passes. Next item, please.
No old business, we move to new business. Confirmation of 3 appointments to fill vacancies on the Caddo Parish Industrial Development Board.
I will move to appoint Ms. Gilbert Baker, Mr. Armington, and Mr. McKinnon.
Second.
Second.
Motion has been made by Commissioner
Jackson.
Jackson and second by Commissioner Epperson. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I didn't, anyway, I already had Epperson.
I'm saying she on the board.
Oh, I see her. Thank you. Commissioner Jackson, do you want to speak on your motion?
I will say, I can't speak to the other candidates, but I do know I bumped into Ms. Gilbert Baker yesterday at the Independence Bowl lunch. She wished she could have been here, but she, like any small business person, is out of town competing on a contract. She had to go to Jackson, Mississippi, and so she's trying to get some work over. She's doing some work over there, and I regret she could not be here today, but looks forward to serving on this body. I would indicate or point out that this is an important body. We have to make sure that the individuals here are sound-minded and business-minded. I also want to, if it's appropriate to ask the clerk, don't we have some appointments coming up next year as well on this board?
Yes, sir.
And the attorney, if there are some members on there that we want to remove, is there a process for removing them, or with this particular board, or are we just able to remove them?
You would have to have a hearing, and just to remove somebody,
You
you've
need
got
cause
to,
on this one.
you still have to give them notice and have a hearing.
Right, but it doesn't require cause though on this particular one.
I don't believe it does, but I will research that.
Okay.
I know the two that do are the MPC and the library board, but beyond that, I do not know offhand.
Okay. That's it. Appreciate it.
Commissioner Epperson, did you want to speak on your second?
Just like to speak in reference to Dr. Henry Armington. Today is his day for visiting the sick and shut in. However, he was here Monday, and he's been here to several different programs. I think he's well known in the community. He's very interested in serving on this particular body, and he would serve us well. Appreciate y'all.
support and vote on his behalf.
Thank you. Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts.
Thank you. I have a motion for Mr. Ricky Hall to be added to this board.
Second that.
Thank you. I think that he would be an ideal candidate to serve on this industrial development board. He is a commercial contractor who has proven work throughout the communities, and he is a very accessible person that not only just has business in Caddo Parish, but throughout the state of Louisiana. So I am recommending him.
Okay. I have a question for legal. There's a secondary motion made by Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts and seconded by Commissioner Chavez. However, if that's voted on first, it doesn't designate the next vote, which is a compilation of 3 members. And so how is this addressed? Because that would, I guess, would that just, if that passed, would that neutralize the first vote, and then we'd have to make a motion over again because that motion would be dead on the floor?
It wouldn't be dead on the floor, but it would create a situation where you're either voting to put 4 members on when you have 3 slots, or you would have to go back and amend the original motion, which was to appoint 3.
Okay.
So somebody would have to make a motion to amend that to strike a name.
Okay, and so, all right, so there's the motion made by Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts, second by Commissioner Chavez. Would you like to continue speaking on your motion?
Yes, and Mr. Hall isn't with us. He's at a construction site working.
Okay. Is that everything? Thank you. Commissioner Chavez, would you like to speak on your second?
Sure. Commissioner Johnson, he cannot be here with us because he's gone away on some family business, but he spoke very highly of Mr. Hall and asked that I'd second it because he was not here. After he told me about this gentleman, I agree with him. He sounded good, sounded like he would be good for the position, so I told him I would do it.
Thank you. Commissioner Atkins.
Well, I'd asked to speak before the motion was made, but it seems to me that perhaps I thought we had a process in place where we would, we've used it for other board placements where we kind of count votes as opposed to having this motion and substitute motion. And
Well, that's an option, but the way that this was initially done is that it is the way that Mr. Bernstein stated. And so if this passes, if Mr. Ricky Hall is put on there, then we would have to vote again on the other 3 because that motion would not be valid any longer. And if it fails, then we would then vote on those 3 to instate them or not.
Well, I would just point out that we could withdraw the motions and go about it in a more orderly way.
That is the option of the makers of the motion and the second of the motion.
In other words, make the motion.
Pardon?
Oh, anyway, Commissioner Atkins has the floor.
No, the motions would have to be, the previously made motions would have to be withdrawn, which would then allow for a structured process of
Yes, sir.
selecting votes. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Commissioner Middleton.
Thank you. My concern is, and they didn't have to be here today, I understand this, the nominees don't have to be here today, but I've seen a few boards where people are put on them and they don't show up, they're habitually late, and I think that would be just cause. If we have any of these appointments, whether it's in this, MPC, or any other appointments, we need to address that issue. It needs to be corrected, or we need to eliminate them from the boards, because they need to be there on time and punctual, same thing, I know, and be taking care of business. If they don't have time to do that, I understand they're very busy people. There's plenty of other people that want to serve in these capacities. And that's just a point I'd like to make today, and hopefully we can get into a resolution one day that we'll withdraw you if you're not taking care of your business.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts.
I withdraw.
You withdraw your
Say yeah.
motion?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not gonna talk.
Commissioner Chavez, do you withdraw?
No,
your-
I'm not withdrawing my
Oh,
motion.
I thought, pardon me.
I'm speaking right now.
Oh, okay, so you don't want to speak anymore. Okay,
Right.
there's nobody else on the board. Pardon me?
Can you hear the question?
Mr. Bernstein, did you have something you want to say? Okay.
Well, then
All
I
right.
will withdraw my motion.
So you withdraw your original motion?
Right, the original motion.
Okay.
I second, right?
Yes, Commissioner Epperson, do you withdraw your original motion?
Second.
The second?
Stormy, good with that? Withdraw
Okay.
Ricky?
And I guess this is the
It's gonna
process that
start
we
all
would
the
then
way
start
over.
at the top and work our way down on voting. And we would do it the way that we did the others. Are y'all comfortable with that also?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was all a very friendly conversation. So what I recognize is that everybody has withdrawn their motion. And so the way that we will do this is the way that we have done this in the past, is we will start at the top and we will work our way down the list and vote. The first person who gets 7 votes wins.
You're right.
And so it's voting yes for,
Before we vote, let
pardon
me
me.
double check with legal. Is it 7 or is it 5, a majority of the 9 here?
That'd be majority, man.
Because this is an appointment, not a
Sir,
resolution.
it will be a majority,
Okay.
because it's not a resolution, not
So
an
it would take 5 votes to put
Okay.
person on.
All right, thank you. So everybody knows. Thank you for that clarification, Mr. Hopkins. If you're in favor of voting for a person, please vote yes. If you're not, please don't vote at all. The first person on the agenda is Ms. Tatiana Tanita. Thank you. Tanita Gilbert Baker. Please vote. And she is on the board. She passes, and so she is now on the board. Next on the agenda is Mr. Henry L. Armington Sr.
He didn't know it. Let's see if he does this time. Then.
Fine.
And he will be on the board. Next is Mr. Ricky Hall. And Mr. Ricky Hall will be on the board. And that's it.
Wait a minute, but we, request
Okay.
to speak?
Yeah, I see your hand. Mr. Atkins.
I mean, Mr. McInnes, we didn't even have an opportunity to vote on him. So, I mean, either someone voted more, there's some fly in the ointment here.
Well, you could either choose to vote for a person or you could choose not to vote for that person. And we started it at the top like we did in every other election, and people were able to choose to vote or
Okay.
choose to not vote.
That's fine. I can't speak to a specific complaint, so I'll just have to roll with it. But it seems a little something. I mean, I'm not saying anyone intentionally did anything. It just seemed kind of strange that this last candidate didn't even come up to the board. But that's fine.
I have a question.
That, Commissioner Middleton, are you finished, Commissioner Atkins?
Yes.
Commissioner
I
Middleton.
believe what Mr. Atkins may be referring to, we have 3 positions, we should have 3 votes each.
Yes.
Right, and
We should
people,
have all of the candidates to be able to vote on each one of them individually.
and what I said at the beginning of the meeting was that if you chose that candidate, vote. And if you did not choose that candidate, please abstain from voting and only vote yes. And the people that voted yes for the first 3 people. And we started at the top and went down the list.
Thank you.
That's
it.
And that was the democratic process.
Bless you.
You can clear the board.
Actually, that's a new. Oh, sorry. Request to speak.
Commissioner Atkins.
In the interest of being a good sport and harmony, I'm not going to suggest that we do some redo. There'll be another opportunity for Mr. McInnes to serve in the future, but let's think through our process. I'm not throwing stones, President Lynn. It just seems we need to think through our process a little bit better next time we come around. So thank you for the opportunity to speak.
You're welcome.
Request to speak if I might, sir.
Commissioner Epperson, yes, sir.
To staff, I forgot to mention, did they open up that Union Pacific bridge on Highway 8079 going into the rest center? Okay. Okay.
Makes sense.
Oh, that 9? So it's ready now? Okay. Could we put that on our website and let everybody know? Okay. I just want to find out. I thought I heard somebody say something, but I didn't hear anything from us. You know, they've been bugging us about the last year, so that is open now. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to comment on anything? I'd like to say that there is an economic development meeting right now in the back. Meeting adjourned.
Wrong there. I didn't even vote yet.
Yes.
Y'all voted.
Thank you. He's a nice guy.
We're
He'll be good at that. He got a lot of experience.
Well, that's how it went down. People voted yes and no.
Well, I only saw one no on the board.
Well, there was several no's.
Well, there was no on the first one and
Several no's. We don't tell you it's not voted.
Lyndon wanted all on.
I apologize for holding on the
Process here.
How are you?
You know what? Like, there's some questions on the devil and the angel. No.